For some people, life is about reaching a destination. But for me, life's all about the journey. And on my journey, there are no speed limits on the road to success. Today we're here for the Simcoe County Walk for Muscular Dystrophy, and I'm here with my commitment to Laps for MD, which is drivers all over the province donating $1 every lap they lead to Muscular Dystrophy Canada.
The reality of neuromuscular disorder are not lost on those who are us who are here today. Muscular Dystrophy Canada, we are motivated by the inspired and empowered lives that our clients and families live.
It's a really good cause, and it's not hard to be committed to them. Even if I don't lead laps, like I'll always donate because it's such a wonderful cause and it's a great environment. All the people around here are so nice and so fun to be around, so it's really easy to want to donate to a cause like that.
By Kendra, thank you so much for that. Round of applause for her.
I'm scared it's gonna like come off when I race today. Where should I get it?
Oh yeah, for sure. It makes a bunch of difference. Especially like you grew up with it.
Yeah.
I never lose sight that what I do is fun.
Check Little Windy.
etcanada.com or catch the movement.
The problem with the tent sale is that there's only one of each.
Go.
Wow, that honestly, when you're doing it, I'm like, oh, that's so much glitter, but it's so like.
So you got to get here right away. So there's just restock right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can I take a picture of it?
Get after it.
Last week in qualifying, we did okay. It was my first time qualifying in this car, which is a lot different than qualifying last year. So we do time trials, so everybody gets lined up and then does their best to fastest laps, and then they go from fastest time to slowest time is how people will line up for the first race. So we actually qualified 18th out of 21 cars, which was not too great, but we are still learning, and I need to get used to the tires and how they're different than my super stock tires. So that went okay. It gave us a good spot that I wasn't too nervous to start about in the feature. So we started 18th and we moved up to 15th throughout the race, which is amazing. Like, I am really happy that we made up any position at all, considering it was my first race and I wasn't expecting that at all. So then in the next race I would start 15th because I finished 15th, and I made my way up to 10th place, which was beyond my expectations of the race. It kind of was right place at the right time, and we ended up learning a lot, myself and my dad, through that race, and really getting to learn who we're racing with and how everybody else races compared to my division I was in last year.
Don't worry about the car.
I think he was just as excited as I was, if not more excited. I really think I surpassed what he thought I would.
On opening night, see what she's got here. Her second ever time.
Well, it's a tough day for us. We come to the racetrack and we're going to chase rain all day. It's going to be sunshine in 1 minute, and then it's going to be overcast and potentially rain the next. So from a track perspective, if the rain stays away, we're going to be okay. Things shouldn't change so much. We've got one set of hot laps in. If we get another set of hot laps in, we'll have some heat on the racetrack. So if we get just a little bit of rain, it's going to be okay. It'll dry up quickly. If we get a heavy rain, it washes the racetrack down. It's tough to get back. And if we do get it back, you don't get as good side-by-side racing. The traction on the track is going to change. It won't be as grippy, if you will. With the slick tires on these late models, if we have any moisture at all on the racetrack or even heavy moisture in the air, it makes it really difficult to race. So we're certainly going to have our eye on that. It's a different feel for her than it has been in the past. Typically when we have these on again, off again days, it's just a whole bunch of waiting around, waiting to see, and hopefully the sunshine that we have now is going to prevail and we're going to be able to get the whole night in. I hate to have another rain out, third week out.
These tires are brand new. They have probably about 74 laps on them, 74 race laps, so they're relatively very new. I put them on last weekend, and then after the race, all the chunks of rubber from the track, we get them picked up on our tires because of how hot they are. They just stick right to them. But then this week we'll go back out on the track and we'll heat the tires up, and then we'll just scrub around on the track to get all the debris off of the tires, and then that'll let us get the grip we need to start racing. Okay, so I just picked my number for qualifying, so we line up first to 40th or however many numbers they were in the bucket, and you want to get a further back number just because then the track's hotter, which is better for your qualifying lap. So we picked 4 today, not too good, but we'll see how it goes.
So remember, we got a little less stagger, a little more wedge. So you should be able to get on the gas really good to get it out, hopefully, okay? Shouldn't have to worry about the rear end stepping out. Fresh new tires on it. Spin the tires when you get out of here, try and get some heat in them. Just get it up, get it going, and get it through the gears, get it up into high gear, and just let it rip.
Off the board, checker flag in the air. Going to stay third on the board. Next to five, number 2 machine, moving up from the super stock division. A rookie competitor in the weight model division in 2017. Mobile One, SD Telecom, Ball Wheel Transport, and Epic Racewear, it's Kendra Adams. Took home the top 10 in feature number 2 on opening night. See what she's got here. Her second ever time pulling from a 15.61 on lap number 1. So you can pick it up here on lap number 2. The SD Telecom Epic Racewear Mobile One machine into 3 off of 4. Final time for Kendra Adams.
Like that. Yeah, that's not good.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Sounds like
Something slipped out. Jumped out of gear.
what happened. I think front should go. What's the tire? 9/16 3/4. We need 9/16 wrench, ratchet, and 3/4 ratchet. And we need a transmission. Kendra, find out if anyone has a 3-speed Saginaw. We need a transmission.
was an eventful day from start to finish. Did some work through practice to get the car running a little bit better, and went out in qualifying and knew right off the bat something was wrong. Didn't do a great first lap, and on her second lap coming out of 4, the motor revved up real high right before the start-finish line. She coasted it around, and we had to look at it as best we could on pit road and realized something was wrong with the drivetrain, transmission or clutch or something like that.
9/16, 3/4. We need 9/16 wrench, ratchet, and 3/4 ratchet. And we need a transmission. Kendra, find out if anyone has a 3-speed Saginaw. We need a transmission. And I need a 1/2-inch wrench. Sorry, Richard. It's fucked up. It's got to be transmission, eh? There's nothing else that could be if it's or the cylinder's going over the clutch.
I'm at the truck for fun, so I have a lot of different friends, even people that I compete against and people that I don't. A lot of people are just there to win and don't really socialize as much with other people there, so they might not have the resources if there was a situation like that to happen for them. I have a lot of friends. This was from my best friend. The transmission was from my best friend. So I have that relationship, so they trust me. Yeah, sure, take it, bring it back 2 weeks, 3 weeks, buy me a new one. I don't really care. They are very generous, along with a lot of people at the racetrack. Most people, if you ask them for something and they have it, they'll give it to you, just like us. If we don't need it this week, yeah, take it. Like, there's no harm in us lending you something if you need it.
Perfect. Thank you, Brandon. Who's this at, Paul's? Are you ready, Richard? Yeah. Is that good there? No, it's gonna have to come out of the way. It's gonna have to come forward to come out, or what? Yeah. All right, hang on. See, this is spinning, so I think we got the clutch problem.
Are you serious?
Looks like it.
So it's a clutch and auto transition?
Yeah, because we were spinning, so once I get this out, I can have a look.
So we got underneath the car. We thought maybe it was the transmission, pulled the transmission out and realized that the transmission was fine, dug a little deeper and found that the center of the clutch disc had ripped right out. Some rivets that hold that together, and the rivets had just busted right out. So.
Tail stock to you, Richard? Yeah. Got her?
Should I be asking for a clutch then?
Need a 10.5-inch clutch. I get two just started. I'll put the clutch alignment. I got it set. Clutch alignment tool. Did I turn it good? I'll turn it one way I want it to. Spin. Yeah, please.
Even those people that lent me the transmission competition, the people that came over and were helping us, they race. So they race in my same division. So it's not like, oh, we're racing against you. Like, we don't want you to get better or be better. People, like those people, are truly there to help you and support you. I'm new to the class, and my dad is back new into the class, so this car and how it's set up isn't the way it used to be 20 years ago when my dad raced. So people are super excited to help us and get us back into it. People are really...
We're good now. You're good? Yeah. Okay. Is someone on the other end, we can rotate this? I'll get up there again. Okay.
And if you spend some time in the pits, you'll see the camaraderie down in the pits is unbelievable. And it's a big part of racing that I've recognized since I was racing as a teen. The guys that you race against fender to fender, and maybe you root him out of the way, maybe he bumps you out of the way on the racetrack. Here in the pits, if there's a problem or you need something, guys are bringing parts over from their trailer to help you out, or they're lending their crew members over to help you out to get your car ready. Everyone does everything they can for the most part in the pits to get people ready and safe to get out on the racetrack so they can do what they want to do, which is race cars and beat one another cleanly on the racetrack. So the camaraderie in this sport is fantastic, and that was a big help to know that, okay, I can take my time and not rush something and overlook something.
You want it in gear or out of gear? Out of gear so I can turn the motor. Out of gear.
That being said, it's so grateful knowing that we have so much help around the racetrack, and I think a lot of that goes out to Kendra's personality, and she does a good job talking with the drivers and keeping everything respectful, so that's a big help when we have the need for it.
You're all tight in the back, Richard? Yep.
47, 65.
it was a lot of pressure to get it ready. I mean, if you miss that first race, you know, that sets you back points-wise, that sets you back laps-wise, that sets you back just confidence-wise.
That took a fair bit of time because we weren't sure what it was. We didn't know if it was the clutch or transmission or what was going on. So after we changed that, we went back out for the first feature and the car didn't feel too great.
We were able to get it out. We made the first feature. Unfortunately, I believe I left some of the shifter rods a little too loose, and one of the shifter rods fell off after she shifted into neutral under one of the cautions, and we lost a few laps in the pits just getting that tightened back up. Able to get her back out and pick up a few spots. We lost a couple of cars during the race, so through attrition, she was able to pick up a few spots. So.
Also, the shifter linkage wasn't attached, so I came out of gear on one of the cautions and I couldn't get it back into gear. So I had to pull in to get that fixed, and then after that the car just didn't run very well. So
and it was great that we made it out there, although the first feature wasn't a great result because we had another failure because the shifter linkage fell apart. Still, we were able to get out there and run some decent laps. So happy that we were able to get out there, and the race order certainly helped by running all of the heats before we ran the first feature. So that certainly played into our favor.
thought that the car would be fine, like setup wise, because it was good in qualifying and it was good in practice, and then it kind of just wasn't. Like, I think it might have been all the stuff we were doing, we didn't have time to like really take a look at the setup because we were too busy with our problems. So that kind of gave us a little bit of a setback, but I'm glad we got to get out for that race at all. And the 19th isn't too bad. Like, we got to finish the race, so yeah, we get our points for that, and we finished the whole race, so it's better than having a DNF on. I came out of gear on one of the cautions and I couldn't get it back into gear. So I had to pull in and get that fixed, and then after that the car just didn't run very well. So kind of gave us a little bit of a setback, but I'm glad we got to get out for that race at all. And the 19th isn't too bad. Like, we got to finish the race, so yeah, we get our points for that, and we finished the whole race, so it's better than having a DNF on your. Well, after the first feature, I was kind of bummed, but then I just remember, like, we have another feature. I can't be bummed. You can't let your emotions take over, or else you won't, like, you'll psych yourself out for your next race or your qualifying or whatever. So you kind of have to take your problem and just let it go, and that's. You kind of have to take in that every race is a new race, and you can't hold a grudge from what you did or what broke or what wasn't well in the first race, or else you'll end up like over driving the car and you just put yourself in a bad spot.
Okay, you're in neutral, fire it up, please.
Finding a little bit on the transmission, so you're fine there. Kendra's done a really good job as the race progresses, and she's cautiously patient. I think I'll use that best term to describe it. She's cautiously patient on the initial restarts. Everyone's car is quick as soon as the green flag drops. It's usually after 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 8 laps under green that some cars will start to fall off, or other cars will show that they can continue to run those good speeds. And she's done a fantastic job as the race progresses to not fall off as much as some other cars have. And that's usually in the second half of the race, especially when we have a long green session. And then after a caution comes out, she's further up and we get another long green run towards the end. It was really in the longer stages of the race that I recognized, you know what, again, Kendra's doing a great job maintaining good lap times, good speed, and not letting the car fall off and not abusing the car so it doesn't fall off towards the end of the race, which allows her to get the decent finishes. And
I think I am a very, very much of a long distance driver. I'm not quick to make aggressive moves, and I'm not quick to find a spot or make a spot for myself. I like to wait everything out, and I like to make sure I know, okay, this pass will be completed, or I know I'm gonna be up to their door. They know I'm gonna be there, and there's not gonna be any gray lines, because I don't wanna spin somebody out, I don't wanna get spun out. I don't want any wrecking to happen. I want to make my pass clean, and I try to make that happen. I had a good feeling going out onto the track when we were on the back lineup about this race, but I did not expect it to be as good as it turned out. I did gain a little bit of confidence. Once the car gets hotter and the tires are hotter, it definitely helps the car turn better, and you just get more into the feel of how it is that night. So that's definitely one thing, but also lining up around different people. It's easier to, when you know you have a really fast car in front of you that will make more aggressive moves to pass people. It's nice to be like, okay, that's who I'm behind, I'll follow them through, and then you can kind of see what's working for them and what's not.
you know, that was a great night for us. I mean, if you're going to have problems, let it be at the beginning of the night. and finish strong like we did. That really helps, again, your mental game. You're right, we struggled, we broke the clutch in qualifying, and we scrambled, we changed the clutch, we got her back out, and we had an issue in the first feature, the shifter linkage fell off, and in the second feature, well, she had to start deep in the field because she finished poor in the first feature, and she raced, halfway through the field, and that was a really, really strong selling point for her mentally, as well as showing that, she can get it done in the car when things work out well for her.
That's definitely racing. I mean, some of the incidents were my doing and some of them were other people's. It's kind of everybody's fighting for that last position, and especially when people get in previous accidents, go to the back, they want to get back to where they were before so they can start racing again. Totally understandable, and I do it too. Like you want to get back to where you were before that spin out or whatever. So people get aggressive, and near the end of the race, it gets even more and more like cutthroat. You kind of have to make decisions quick. So I understand it, and everybody does it. So.
If we can continue to run where we are, again, consistency over the duration of the season is what I'm looking for. Don't get me wrong, it'd be great to go out and sit on the pole or run top 5 in the feature. Absolutely, that would be well above expectations. The expectations I think that the driver may have are going to be, hey, we can run this, Dad. We can run a top 10. That's where we belong. That being said, knowing how stout the fields are, the competition that we've got out there, knowing that things change from race to race, week to week, from driver to driver. So I'd be ecstatic if we could roll out of here with another top 10 in one of the 2 features, and if we run, all of the laps all night long. Again, that's my goal every week, is to run every lap of every feature. For a rookie to score 2 top 10s in 2 opening nights, we're very, very happy with that result. Well, I certainly am.
Definitely, like I couldn't be more happy with what we accomplished tonight, especially after the day we had. I wasn't expecting anything, but I'm really glad it went the way it did.